Are you sick of fiddling with your mouse or the trackpad trying to get those tiny adjustments you need on design work or anything really? Well, I'm here today with the CEO of Flow, Tobias Eichenwald, and he's created a new device that's going to help designers design things with much more precision than they're able to do with a mouse or trackpad. So tell us a little bit about how you made this device. What is it?
So Flow is a controller that connects to your computer, tablet, or smartphone that gives you really high precision and speed to your favorite actions. So it was born out of our own pain. We're four guys, graphic designer, industrial designer, electrical engineer, and software. And we use tools like Photoshop or Illustrator on a daily basis. And when it comes to those tools, you have to be really good at it and you have to be fast. But the interfaces that you have right now don't give you that feeling that you need from it. It's really interrupting in your workflow. And that's why we wanted to create a tool for ourselves and other creative people and minds that gives you that speed, precision, and feeling.
So what is the input? Like, what are the things that move or that I can touch on this?
Yeah, so it has 4 different kinds of controls. The first one is this analog ring, which gives you that precision that you need. The second one is a capacitive touch interface, which you can use to program shortcuts, and it's freely programmable. The third one is actually a haptic click. And the fourth one is a gesture recognition sensor. So you can, for example, skip songs or adjust volume.
Awesome. So tell us about some of the main use cases for Flow.
Yeah, so there's 2 main use cases. One is for all the creative professionals. And I'm talking, for example, Photoshop. In Photoshop, you have dozens of repetitive micro adjustments that you have to do all the time, like hue and saturation. And Flow gives you instant access to those parameters and gives you feeling for it to adjust it. So you can actually just focus on the work in front of you rather than just, sliders and all that stuff all the time. And the cool thing that happens is that once you do that, you actually realize at some point you never thought about it. Because it's, you're using actually your motoric memory and all your hands muscles. So you actually get a pure feeling. And the same as with a mouse, you don't think about it. You just do it and focus on the work.
Exactly. Cool, so why don't you show us how it works?
Yeah, so here's just a quick example in Photoshop, for example. Let's say we have this picture, for example, and it's really beautiful, but I want to give it a bit more warmth. So I just adjusted the right side of Flow to jump straight into color balance. And for example, now I'm adjusting the red colors in the picture. So I get this pixel perfect precision from my hand and see it and make the picture just a slightly bit warmer. But all those little adjustments have a big impact on
it looks a lot nicer.
On the impression of the image. Yeah, so it's okay. And then another thing I want to do, the left side, so the left side I adjusted so I can do a bit more saturation, give it a bit more color, and it's also a bit dark. So
So why don't you show me how you can use Flow with Spotify?
Okay, so music is about feeling, and that's what you want from it. So you actually know dials from stereo equipment, but that completely got lost. But because nowadays people listen to music on their computer, tablet, or smartphone, but we actually don't want to miss that feeling, that directness from it. So you can use the ring of Flow, for example, to adjust the volume, press play, adjust the volume, go higher, go lower, skip songs, or if you listen to radio, also have a shortcut to add the song that you like, just directly into your playlist, for example.
Awesome. What about for everyone? You're talking about creative designers, but are there other use cases?
Yeah, so then there's this one big other use case where we had a pain. So we have a connected home. We love all the things that are happening to the Internet of Things. We have lights, Philips Hue, we have the LifeX, we have Sonos. But it's super painful to use a smartphone on it because you have to do the passcode. Now with fingerprint, it's a lot easier, but you still have to browse through the apps, and it's really tedious. So all the people I talk to, they stop using this stuff and go back to the old lights. And Flow is a direct control to all of those things. You can also put it on the wall, and now you have this instant access to Philips Hue or LifeX or Sonos or Apple TV. So you can actually use it as a controller for your connected home.
That's awesome. So I could swipe to turn my lights on and off, or change the song, or move it around, move the dial to turn up the volume, or change the temperature in my house, things like that.
Exactly. The whole company where we want to go, we see ourselves as a smart surface company. So the technology we're using, which is brand new technology that we're working on with patents is to integrate it into everyday surfaces. Like think about your table. Why can't a table be an interface or sofas? Or we're not using our feet. You know, there's so much. Once you break that thought that everything has to be centralized on a screen, but it can your interfaces can be around you. You know, it opens up completely new possibilities.
So this is just the prototype version. It's a lot bulkier than the normal one, right?
Yeah, so this is the working prototype, and that's actually where Indiegogo is so great, because there's initial costs, you know. For example, this part, which is in the working prototype, it's a big mechanical part, but you have to make your own tool to make it tiny. And that's where all the backers come in to allow us to do that, and we're eventually going to end up at this one, and this is actually the device we're going to ship. And that one is perfectly designed for the ergonomics of your hand. The height, the size, the diameter, all of it.
It's really beautiful. It's nice to look at. It'll fit great next to a MacBook Pro or in your home computing system. So you guys are offering this in a pre-order through your crowdfunding campaign, right?
Yeah. So we just launched a couple of days ago. We hit our goal after 3 days and 200% after 9 days. And I mean, the backers are absolutely amazing. Like, they're super, super excited. A lot of them, especially like from music or video area, they're getting like 2 or 3. So they can have one dedicated parameter to one flow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So you could hook up multiple ones of them in parallel,
yes,
so you could use them all. Wow,
exactly.
That's awesome. So you have a whole bunch of different dials all working at once. Very cool. Well, check out Flow, get your own if you want. And yeah, excited to see how the Internet of Surfaces evolves. Thanks to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Cheers. Thanks for coming.
Cool.